A nuclear submarine can dive beneath the ocean and, in theory, stay down there for years without ever surfacing. Its reactor never needs refueling on patrol. It makes its own oxygen. It makes its own fresh water. It carries no smoke, no exhaust, nothing that ties it to the surface world. It is, essentially, a self-contained planet that could vanish into the deep almost indefinitely. And yet, real submarines come home after about 3 months. 90 days, and they surface. So here's the strange question. If the machine can stay under for years, why does it always come back so soon? What forces one of the most advanced vessels ever built to end its mission long before it technically has to? The answer isn't the reactor, and it isn't the air. It's something surprisingly ordinary, and it reveals a truth about these machines that most people never think about. Stick around. To understand the limit, you first have to understand why a nuclear submarine has almost no limits at all. The heart of it is the nuclear reactor. Unlike an engine that burns fuel and needs air and produces exhaust, a reactor generates enormous power from a tiny amount of nuclear fuel, enough to run for many years without refueling. And critically, it needs no air to do it. A diesel submarine has to surface regularly to run its engines and breathe. A nuclear submarine doesn't. Its power source works exactly the same whether it's on the surface or 1,000 feet down in total darkness. That single fact changes everything. With effectively unlimited power and no need for outside air, the reactor removes the 2 biggest reasons any other vessel has to surface. The submarine could, in principle, cruise the deep ocean for years on that reactor alone. So if power isn't the limit, what about the other things humans need to survive, air and water? Surely those run out? Here's where it gets clever. A submarine doesn't carry a limited supply of breathable air. It makes its own, continuously, out of seawater. The trick is a process called electrolysis. The submarine takes in seawater and passes a powerful electric current through it, electricity the reactor supplies in abundance. That current splits the water molecules apart into their 2 ingredients, hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen is fed into the submarine's atmosphere for the crew to breathe. The hydrogen is discarded overboard. So the crew is literally breathing air made from the ocean around them. But breathing isn't just about adding oxygen, you also have to remove what the crew breathes out. Every person exhales carbon dioxide, and in a sealed steel tube that would build up to dangerous levels fast. So the submarine also runs equipment called scrubbers that continuously strip carbon dioxide out of the air. Fresh oxygen in, carbon dioxide out, around the clock. The atmosphere is actively manufactured and cleaned every second the sub is submerged. And fresh water works the same way. The reactor's power lets the sub distill seawater into all the drinking and washing water the crew needs. Power, air, water, all solved, all essentially unlimited. So what on earth is left to run out? Here's the answer, and it's almost funny in its simplicity. The limit is food. You can split water into oxygen. You can distill the ocean into drinking water. You can run a reactor for years. But you cannot manufacture food out of seawater. Every single meal the crew will eat for the entire patrol has to be loaded onto the submarine before it leaves port. Once those supplies are gone, there is no way to make more, and no way to restock without surfacing or meeting a supply ship. And a submarine can only physically carry so much. A vessel packed with reactors, weapons, sensors, and well over 100 crew has limited storage space. In practice, that works out to roughly 90 days worth of food. When submariners are asked what stops them from staying down longer, the answer is almost always the same. It's not the machine, it's the food. The most advanced vessel humanity has ever built is ultimately capped by how many meals fit in the pantry. There's even a well-known detail about the early days of a patrol. Food is stacked everywhere, including in the walkways, because there's so much of it that crews literally walk on stacked cans of food until enough gets eaten to clear the floor. That's how tight the margin is. But food isn't the whole story. There's a second, more subtle limit, and it's the people. Imagine living for 3 months inside a windowless steel tube, deep underwater, in artificial light, with the same 100-odd faces, doing demanding shift work with no sunlight, no fresh air, no sky, and no contact with home. Even with all the food and oxygen in the world, that takes a real toll on the human mind and body. Submarine crews are extraordinarily disciplined and highly trained, but they are still human. Fatigue, stress, and the psychological weight of long isolation build up over time. This is why experienced submariners will tell you the true limiting factor is often the mental endurance of the crew as much as the food supply. A patrol running toward 100 days is considered a very long one. There's a point where pushing the mission longer stops being about supplies and starts being about the well-being and sharpness of the people running the boat, and a tired, worn-down crew is a safety risk on a vessel where every task has to be done perfectly. So the machine could keep going. The people are the ones who need to come home. First, it flips our intuition completely. We assume the limits of a high-tech machine come from its technology, its power, its engines, its systems. But with a nuclear submarine, the technology is the part with almost no limits. It's the ordinary human needs, food and rest, that bring it home. The most futuristic vessel on Earth is ultimately governed by the same things that govern a camping trip: how much food you packed and how long the people can last. Second, it shows just how far engineering has pushed. We've built a machine that solved power, air, and water so completely that the only thing left to defeat it is a lunchbox and human nature. That's a staggering achievement. And here's the bigger picture. It's a reminder that no matter how advanced our machines become, they exist to serve people, and people have limits that no reactor can override. The submarine doesn't surface because it has to. It surfaces because the humans inside it need to eat, and need to see the sky again. The machine is nearly immortal. The crew is not, and in the end, it's the crew that decides when the mission ends. It's a remarkable thought, that the ultimate limit on the most powerful submarine ever built isn't its reactor or its technology, but a pantry and the endurance of the people inside. If you enjoyed this, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps more curious people find these videos. And if you want to keep uncovering the hidden truths behind the world's most incredible machines, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Here's my question for you: what other machine do you think could run far longer than the humans operating it? Drop it in the comments, it might be my next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.